got our minute of music. All right. Now live. All right. Posted on X. Posted on Insta. We're on all the X accounts, guys. Go to Amma Jamma Trades. Please share, comment. Remember, these comments, you guys commenting, you guys sharing, you never know when I'm going to pull out someone randomly and give you an account just for sharing the stream. So we've got that as well. Let me pull up comments. Get ready there. We're good to go on YouTube. We're good to go everywhere. Everywhere. All right, let me make sure we're good. Am I screen sharing on Discord? I am. Okay. And here we go. So let's get ready to go here. I was just talking, I've got NQ 4-hour on, and I'm just hitting again. If you've been following these streams the last several sessions, guys, I've hit on it a few times how we really predicted the bounce, exactly where we should bounce. You know, and from there, I mean, it was around this area right here at this box that a couple weeks ago I had spoke about, maybe only a week ago, week and a half. I spoke about how if we lost that 28,250 was pretty much the level I was talking about at the time, which is down towards the lower end of this box, that we would shoot down to that 27,175 area very, very quickly. You know, this arrow is still from that original setup analysis and how that was our major level of confluence and an expected bounce point. On top of that, ended up being the perfect midpoint, Fibs midpoint of our entire March to July, June breakout. Our entire rip from 23,250 up through that 31,000 flat. 31,100. I mean, to bounce on a daily or 4-hour time frame, and now you can look at this on the QQQ as well, to bounce off that midpoint almost to the penny like we did with an engulfing 4-hour candle and just straight back up. It's the epitome of buy at peak fear. At the end FOMC was actually the bottom the morning after. And that is usually when everybody starts to panic and you should start buying. And that's just the reality of it. In Discord, we have hit a couple very, very good swing trades. We crushed NVDA Thursday. Friday it was Tesla, or was Monday? Maybe it was Friday it was NVIDIA. Monday it was Tesla. No, Friday. Yes. And then over the weekend, we had Tesla, which of course we crushed that. And then we opened up MU last night. We're up about 4.5%. Having the confidence for these setups. And it's not, I know it's easy to say, well, this doesn't matter. We're 1 minute scalping NQ and I just want to make some money in the minute. Of course. But on top of that, guys, to be prepared and aware and have a pre-planned setup of what I'm going to watch for on the broad market is going to help you very much so when it comes to the individualized market as well. So as we could see, we are kind of in an area here where we could hit a little bit of resistance. We are attempting to overnight. Doesn't count because there's no volume. Yes, I know we have 24-hour trading on NQ. Yes, I know people trade it. The reason any overnight levels, London low, Asia high, Asia low, pre-market high, pre-market low, after hours high, after hours low, whatever sexy phrase of the week you want to call them. The only reason they matter is the retail trader has made them matter. They do not matter in a strictly volume sense. The volume is not there. It has simply became levels because of historically high amount of retail traders trading. Now they matter just because of that. So this little, let's peek our head right here. We had overnight at the 0.25 on NQ is not me saying, oh, we're in the clear. We're just going to continue on rip through that NQ. Hardly the case. We want to be highly, highly aware of that. On this 4-hour right here, we can see we have a pretty decent level of confluence, which was a little support resistance that was brewing up before our sell-off is kind of brewing above our head around that 29,324. That is an area I would expect to start seeing some resistance overall. And again, we will go on shorter time frames in a minute, but we want big picture first, and we zoom in from there. Always start with the longest time frame and make it smaller and smaller from there. Of course, you're not going to trade a 1-minute scalp on a 4-hour chart, and you're not going to take your swing trades off of a 1-minute chart. But we start here and we get smaller and smaller. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. Second thing I'm looking at is, and no, I'm not thinking, oh, are we going to form a head and shoulders? No, I don't care about those patterns until the shoulders actually formed. Pattern trading to me is very not important. I mean, some of the some of the technicalities behind them are important, but just like patterning in general doesn't become a higher low probability setup until after it is already breaking. All right, let's put on the 15-minute. Let's get set up, ready to go here. Let's see what we really have to work with today. So of course, as we can see, the weekly range, we have just been really quite parabolic overall. We've had 27,174, 20. I mean, we've ran 2,200 points, literally 2,200 points, which is about 7% plus on the market in 4 trading sessions. That is absolutely insane, guys. So we do have to expect that we're going to start getting some choppy days here. They have to come. Can we keep going? Of course. Can we have an extremely red day and end up back in the 28,800 level? Absolutely. It could really go either way, and we've got to watch and kind of be aware of that. So let's see what we've got as far as on the hourly here. I do want to see where we have volume shelves kind of sitting. Try to kind of identify that. So we are coming into a higher volume zone. As we could see in here, we do have overall pretty high volume from 29,300 to 30,000. That's 700 points or so. It's pretty high volume. It has been an area we've bounced at a lot, but the bounces have been pretty clean. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, these breaks of 29,300 have followed through all the way up. If we look at this and we draw here, and then let's extend it out here. All right. So over the last couple months here, every time we have kind of broke back above, let's say 29,300 or so, right here, we do push all the way back up to 30K. So that 700 point zone, we are batting pretty much 1,000 to pushing up through that area once we're into that key area. So we'll watch that right here as well. That's another key area for me. Let's see if we have any gaps that strike my fancy on the hourly. Not really the 15-minute, but the hourly. We'll see what we got here. All right, so we do have one below us. We'll see if we hold on to this. All right. And I don't want those lines that thick. There we go. So we'll watch this gap here. See how that kind of plays out. And as far as like targets for the trades this morning, I'm a little on the fence here because I do believe we can absolutely continue on. Let me hide volume profile here. I mean, we could clearly see if I turn this back on that kind of above our head, we are hitting some levels of higher volume. We clearly see that, but this 29,202 flat, which we're just above, and then the 29,332 are kind of the two key areas I'm really somewhat focused on. And see how it plays out from there. I mean, this consolidation really, we really do have to just see how this plays out. This little flag pullback break, so playing into strength would be a break of these, these highs, which isn't my favorite thing to trade. Like the gap and go is kind of the riskiest. And we definitely know that. We're aware of that. But in a kind of bullish market like this, I think gap and go is a reasonable trade that we can expect to have some success on this morning. And really it's just this channel right here, which has been, if we go back and we just kind of look through it, support, and then it turned into resistance, and then we're back at it. So we just need to see how we behave within this box. That's really kind of, for me, the most important thing this morning that we're dialed in on. So as far as just key target levels in here, there's much ado about nothing. I don't care about confluence in pre-market and low volume zones. So it's just really, let's just, we could split it. Let's just split the box and we'll make that a target within it. Because that's what we're going to do today, because that is the setup at hand, because we have been very, very bullish. And we'll wait and see. And then we'll just, kind of play that up at the break of our pre-market levels. If we start to get that insta ripper, which is very, very risky, but unfortunately what we're stuck kind of looking at for upside today. So that 29,245, 25 points, and then the 332. Those would be our initial targets to the upside. And then from there, I mean, just these confluence. This is a key confluence right here. This was an actual reversal point from multiple days of uptrend into an actual resistance into downtrend. So this 29,363 actually does matter as far as within where we actually had resistance and support. So that meaning like here. These are the levels I care about. I don't care about these points like this and this. This is all continuation shit. I don't care about these. These do not matter to me in the slightest. I care about where we actually changed freaking direction in our chart. All right. So that's what we're going to watch on upside. Do I think we can get experience selling? For sure. I think we could possibly experience selling. We'll see what that brings. Here's yesterday's high a day. We do want that level. We want to be aware of that level. There we go. And then from there, I mean, obviously we've got our peak here. And then within this range here. Those would probably be my target-ish, my ish areas. Ish. Nothing A plus today. We're very ishy on the trading. SPX, I can check SPX next. If you give me a minute, I really kind of focus on NQ, but I can do that. Give me a minute. Welcome, Hockey Mom 72. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. And of course, like you, as per, if you've been around a while, what I would really love to see is a rejection at these pre-market highs, London highs, whatever the hell you want to call it. I really don't care. And then taking a put entry at the loss of the gap, or the loss of this yellow into the gap right here, taking our bearish entry here, and then vice versa. If we get some selling and we come down and we do fill this gap to the downside and we come into this area here and then break back in and then take our bullish entry there. That's really kind of what I am hopeful for, is our bull level here. We'll even mark them. Oh. And then our breakout shorts would be about here. So watch those as well. All right, there we go. So that's kind of what I'm looking at overall with this. So our breakout shorts, entries in here. If we were to break and test and get resistance around our pre-market high. And then if we were to pull back, kind of test these highs from overnight session, this relative high, and bounce and take longs. That's also what I would look for. We have quite a few levels down for yesterday's low a day, or even overnight lows, after hours lows, and then of course London lows. We've got quite a ways down into those levels. So those are of course other opportunistic levels. But for now, this is kind of how we're going to watch NQ. Not perfect setups, but we know what we're watching at least. So let's pop on 4 charts here. How much time we got? 13 minutes. Okay, because we have a couple extra minutes, I did get a request for SPX. I'll go over that real quick, and then we'll go from there. I won't keep the chart on, but I will give the levels because I don't trade it, but I can give the levels for you. All right. So SPX for me, I mean, quite simple, honestly. You know, but we've gapped up overnight. So I'm actually going to pull up SPY because SPX is closed. SPX is going to open in a gap. So the levels will not be valid if I try to chart that, just so you're aware. So really, you got to look at SPY here and then just convert it over to SPX. So for me, it's kind of the same thing, the 761 or so. You know, I don't necessarily want to see gap and go, but the break of these pre-market high levels with a back test could be a decent long entry, but it's really tough for me today to just play the just screaming pre-market high as the play. Ideally on SPY, what we would love to see is a pullback into you know, 758, 60, you know, really like high a day from yesterday. I would love to see us pull back into that level and then take a nice bounce. That would be great because it's not a bad pullback. It's only about a point or so. Pull back and take that bounce into the longs. Or if we get that rejection at pre-market at yesterday's high on SPY with confirmation, that's a definite short for me. That's kind of really all I'm looking at. Past that, we need to get a little confirmation, because we have been red hot, and it is very likely that we end up in a continuation pattern and a little bit of chop. I think if it is a consolidation day, we can end up with chop today. So we just need to be aware of that, cognizant of it in our trading, and go from there. So let's look at some options trades for today. All right, MU's now up 5%, so it's still ripping, guys. We're going to get some money, honey. Let's go. That is your wake up. That is your wake up call. Anyway, so let's look at NVIDIA first. We've been playing the shit out of this. We literally essentially bottom tick TF out of this chart overall. It's getting too cluttered, so we're deleting it all. We are too cluttered. We are too cluttered, queens. All right. So NVIDIA, what are we looking at for today? Because I still think there's plenty of juice in the squeeze over there, obviously. I don't think we're done. I think we do have a kind of a couple key levels where we can seek some sort of resistance, and it's pretty much right where we're at now. So we're going to watch that for sure. And see if we could break through there. We did bounce off the 200 on the daily, as I know you guys are aware of. We are in a couple swing positions, and everything's gravy overall. So we're going to kind of wait and see. Very similar, kind of the same. I'm looking for a lot of the same on NVIDIA. I would love to see us kind of back test yesterday's high a day and take a bounce off that. I think it's a little bit nonsensical at this point with the push we have had. I think it is proven to be far more than like a dead cat bounce into like a bear market. I think it bounced a little too hard for that. So for me, I do believe looking for a hemorrhaging bear market overall would be surprising. Of course, it can be positioning for shorts because we do expect rate hikes at some point before the elections, before the midterm elections. We'll see. So anyway, I would love to see a NVIDIA backtest of 208.70 and then a break. We may not get that. We are aware of that. We could just get the breakout and break and go. And if we do get that 210.77 break and go, obviously we're looking at kind of these just main points where we have had a little bit of resistance along the way up the past several weeks. And these are actually levels of confluence where we actually had reversals, not just some random wick within a pattern. So like that, this was a very real reversal area here. We've got that 214.40 and we've got our kind of 212.40 or so here, 212.50, 211.80. Those are just our key levels on the way up. If we do experience that, I'm not interested in puts on NVIDIA at all. So just upside on this. And the only two upside trades we are looking for is a back test into one of these two zones. First one is yesterday's highs. Second one is this little kind of pre-market low, overnight low area. As far as anything else, I'm good. All right, let's move on. We are not going to keep that SPY chart up because we've got NQ up. Let's flip our Tezzy, baby. Get that one going first. I think we're like a little bit red, pretty much flat, which is good. For Tesla, that's good considering where we've been and the hemorrhaging we've had. This is the flat is not whack. So we're good with that. So we're kind of watching this area here. This is a key level. All right. So we got to see if we're going to kind of like essentially break out of the fishhook pattern. This little fishhook here. Are we going to break out of there and actually get some sort of meaningful buys on Tezzy? So got these lows here. This doesn't need to be a red line. It should be yellow. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, the rest is shit back here. I don't really care about too much for our primary purpose today. All right, so we are watching this, and let's also extend that out because that is a reasonable kind of target area up towards that trend line here. But I'm also interested in a fib on the sell. So let's pop a fib on here. I mean, the overall sell. I'm talking full money here. Yeah. That's what I expected pretty much, to be honest, was we were sitting pretty much at that 0.25 off these levels. This needs to stay here. Let me pop this on the daily. I don't want to include pre-market shit on this. Okay. There we go. That's what we want. All right. So yeah, we're right at that 0.25. Little fish hook here. Very interesting level overall. So as you can see here, shorter term, this obviously this yellow line right here, this is a key level. That's kind of our God target for today. Let's put on the 15-minute. And wait, hold on. Let me change. I'm not sure. I must have my fibs on unchecked on certain. Yeah. There we go. Now let's put on that 15-minute. There we go. All right. So we're watching on Tesla as far as trades today. Obviously, the pre-market high entry, or I mean, as far as like pullback entries, you know, the 320-ish area, but that's pretty deep of a pullback. So we'll have to kind of wait and see on this, but you know, that break at the 326.13 into, you know, 330. And then from there, just split a couple targets up through this zone here because there's not too much as far as like key levels here, as you could see. So it's just splitting them up to make them reasonable targets because I don't believe we and you know what we really like on this is waiting for the is the liquidity grab through here. So I'm definitely expecting some volatility surge through there. So that's what we're waiting on there with our entries, of course, are on that 326 or so. Let's pull up Apple, see if we have a decent down trade setup on that as well. And perhaps Microsoft has some selling. We'll see. Do we have time? Yeah, we have time for Apple. Let me pull up Apple real quick. Okay, so Apple decided it's going to get red hot this morning. So we will wait and see, though, because we do have this little kind of double bottom with lower highs. So we'll see if that plays out if we lose this zone here. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at on Apple is the loss of yesterday's low a day for a put entry. And we'll go from there. 1 second, guys. So I'm so sorry. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back, guys. My bad. I had a text I had to answer. Okay, so let's get ready. Market's about to open here in 2 minutes. We are breaking through levels already, so obviously we want to see a little bit of pullback action to see how this plays out. I mean, if you took the NQ entry and literally already hit a couple targets, but this is market hours entries we're really kind of focused on here, so please be patient. So again, like that 302.50 on Apple for possible short setup. But if the market gets kind of heavy, Apple will flip to kind of a bullish stock we'll look at, because that is just Apple's personality. So just please be aware of that as well. And we will wait and see. I am pulling up NVDA, and I'm also going to pull up MU to sell some of that immediately. All right, here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Market's open. All right. All right, I sold half my NQ right off the bat here, 36%. I will take it. Oracle, 58%. Hasn't updated today. That's the Oracle July. Our NVIDIA is now up 280%. 280% NVIDIA. I took a trim on that as well. NVIDIA is now up 280%. All right, let's go. All right, I got that trim off. NQ did hit our trigger point at 29,245 for the Insta entry. Anyone that's on that stream knows that the second the market opens, you buy at those entries. This is not confirmations. This is instant entries, 29,245. Already 55, 56 points. I would immediately slide and take some profits here, and I would slide that scale up to target 1, which was 29,269. Right off the bat there. Instantly slide that up, guys. All right. Oh, MU just hit 44%. I'll take that. Let me update it in the channel. Again, slide up your stops on your NQ. I will take 50% all day and twice on Sunday on a swing the first night, guys. Insta risk off. Let's freaking go. Boom. There's target 2. We're about 1 point from target 2 on NQ. And that is 95 points overall. There's target 2, NQ. Target 2. Slide your stops up more. And that's how you get funded on your accounts in 2 minutes as the market opens, following me. Every single stream I've been giving these NQ entries have paid. No fuss, no muss, no pullback, no drawdown, nothing. It's just where to take the trades, what we're watching for, and we move the F on from there. $95 point. Oh, well, almost 195 points hit on NQ. Switch it to the 1 minute so it's easier to see for everybody. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right, so we're kind of chopping around on NVIDIA. We're going to wait here. We're sitting right at pre-market high NVIDIA. Let's see how the next couple minutes play out. There's 100 points NQ. So I would follow that up to 29,300 flat stop loss. Trail that to 29,300 flat, guys. And again, Tesla, we're waiting for that 326.25 or so, which is the 0.25 off the massive sell. Let me just go back and show so everybody remembers. Off of the 435 highs to 293 lows. We're kind of waiting on that point there. It is choppy a little bit, which is okay. don't have to be a monster hurry. 130 points. There's 130 points. Trail up to 29,332. Trail up to 332, which was our target 3. I'm sorry, target 2. Trail it up. All 3 targets hit. Those were our upside targets. All hit. And that's 130 points. Again, I just want to reiterate, if this is your first time in these streams, it is 100%. You take the entry as it hits that point. You're ready to go and absolutely capitalize on that. NVIDIA's kind of chop, nothing, not really pop drop, I wouldn't say, just chopping. All right, Apple is starting to hit where I like the bullish Apple play. We're going to wait and see how the next candle or two plays out. Tesla is choppy as well. And here goes, I mean, NVIDIA is still going 140 points. Let's make that 148 points. 148 points, not bad. Our Oracle is up 60% on our January Oracle. I have sold some of this. Oh, there's 155 points, 165 points, 165 points, NQ, 165 points, NQ. Let's go, baby. Is MU ripping? Awesome. 165 points on that. Let's freaking go. 58% on Jan Oracle, sold 2. Gotta update my swings, guys. Jesus, NQ just not stopping. 165 points right there. Oh yeah, our MU 54%. NVIDIA 270%. I had 5 left. I'm going to sell 2 down to 3. NVIDIA's 270% down to 3. 2 days, guys. 270% in 2 days on NVIDIA. And never had a pullback to abandon ship on the whole position. Unless I understand, like there's people like Lance, for example, who's really trying to just, you know, stack some W's. Like, it's okay closing a position, guys. Never think it's not, especially if you're in small. So, but essentially never pulled back for abandoning ship the whole time. 2 days, 270%. I'm down to 3 on that. Amazing. All right. Everything's choppy, so we haven't missed shit on our day trades. We haven't missed shit. Let's put a fibs. I'm going to get rid of some of these targets because they all hit, and it's just going to creates a lot of unnecessary lines on my charts. So let's put a fibs on NQ. 29,245 to 29,413. Unbelievable. Almost 165 points. Here, let's get our fibs and our 0.25, and we're ready for that. Tesla's still sitting just below entry, which is pre-market high. We're sitting just above yesterday's high a day, and just below, just at the 0.25 of our long-term range of $400 plus to the whatever it was, 70 lows. Apple chopping, NVIDIA chopping. So we're missing nothing. We are missing absolutely nothing. Yep. Palantir, you expected that the market maker move was 10%. So even a 10% move on Palantir, you would have made about 25% on contracts off 10% because it was expected to move 10%. It just goes to show how shitty it is trading earnings as a viable play. I'm in 1/3 of my MU contracts. And stop losses are set at break even on our MU swing. Beautiful freaking trades. All right, let's find some day trades, shall we? Like I have to take trims on shit like that, guys. It's absolutely critical. And Tesla as well hit very nice this morning. We opened up right now. I'm 56%, 25%. It was a little bit more a couple candles ago. It was really quite staggering. I think it was 75% or so on that one. All right, so Apple continuing to bounce off this box we had identified right here. There we go. So we're going to keep an eye on that, see how it plays out. NVIDIA chop, Tesla pulling back a little bit at the 0.25. Again, not really interested in the Tesla shorts at this point. So we'll wait and see. And day trade, it's choppy. There should really isn't, unless you took the NQ or the NQ 0.25 pullback or Qs, that could be Q calls as well for all my options traders. Really not anything here. There's nothing you're missing. I like NVIDIA here. Small loading zone. I do think NVIDIA can continue on. Again, it is up 2.5% today already. Absolute monster. The 215s are at about $1.03, $1.02. High risk, but it is 1 DTE on those, so you can kind of let it breathe a little. We're going to wait and see what we do with this coil. Just very, very choppy overall. We are now at 190 points, 190 points on NQ long. Perfect 0.25 pullback. 190 NQ longs. Not stop. Do not pass go. Collect your money, honey. Okay. Holy fuck, MU is squeezing 86%. I've sold half of what I have back. I am down to 3 contracts. 86% down to 3. I will not sell these final 3 no matter what. They are stop loss break even. I am done. I mean, if y'all aren't playing these swings, I don't even know what to say at this point, because that shit is hitting 100%. It's fucking squeezing. Not sure why everything just went away on my screen. Sorry about that. Unbelievable. It must be squeezing. Let me pull up the chart now that I just trimmed. Which one do we not? Tesla looks kind of, yeah. Yep. Look at that squeeze. Hello. Last 3 days. NVIDIA swing was alerted. That is now up 280%. Tesla swing was alerted. That is up. It hit 75% this morning in 1 day. NVIDIA 275% in 2 days. And now we have MU approaching 100% in about a trading hour because it was a power hour alert. So about an hour. Amazing. Yeah, be done for the day. I mean, we're chopping overall. The market's freaking chopping. It's okay to walk away for the day when you have a monster overnight. Especially for people that tend to overtrade a little bit. All right, we don't need to watch MU. We want to make some day trading. Cash Ola. Let's see what Microsoft's got going on. Because Tesla wasn't doing much. And NQ's just sitting in continuation patterns. All right, here goes NVIDIA starting to break. Nothing crazy, only about 10% here because it is 1 DTE. Obviously, we want more than that. We want to break that 212.50 and then 214.40 is what we're looking at there. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right, so on NVIDIA here, we hit about 10%. Now we're down about 8%. We're just going to kind of let it play out. It is a 1 DTE, so I have no problem kind of letting it breathe here. Apple's starting to break off that box, our key level here, that 302 level, which I said could be good for a call entry. I did not take it, but I did say if we can break this lower high pattern, Apple could get a nice pop, especially if NQ starts to pull back. That's definitely overall what we're looking at on Apple. So Apple could start to get a little hot here. And again, NQ, we're kind of like a little risk on that, letting it breathe because it is 1 DTE. NVIDIA. And then NQ is just kind of melting up still. So we're going to wait and see how that plays out. Let's give away an account here. How about that? Let's give away an account. I'm trying to think what I want to give away an account for. The first person that is not part of our Discord, that is listening anywhere elsewhere and can show me that they are following and part of the Honeycomb Discord and the FFF Discord and DM it to me, I will give you a free prop account. You've got to be part of the FFF Discord, the Honeycomb Discord, and be following all these socials as well. Honeycomb Trades, Amma Jamma, and FFF. And DM me that. I'll check after the stream, and the first person that DMs me that will get a free prop account. Again, we're just kind of hanging out here in the video, letting see how it plays out. Apple, if you did take that entry, I would definitely trim around this level here. So NVIDIA went to about 20% or so green, and now we're approaching 20% or so red. Not ideal, but trims are kind of a break even overall here. So I'm letting it play out a little bit just to see how, if we can break out of this range. So please, if you didn't take any trims, you got to play this a lot tighter because you are probably sitting around 15 to 20% red here, and you don't want to let it go any further than that. NQ continues with the melt up, 250 points from entry. And Apple's starting to get a little pep in the step. Microsoft's kind of, I mean, I kind of expected a little bit of a muted day overall. I'm going to float through a couple. I usually don't kind of hunt for any charts here, but I want to check out a couple others because nothing is that enticing to me. So I want to see what we got going on with the rest of the market to see if there's anything I'm like clearly missing. Tesla's getting that 0.25 rejection. That's kind of what we knew to watch. Let's look at Meta. A little flag pop here. Nothing mind-blowing. Nothing mind-blowing. I mean, nothing's really doing too much where I am captivated by it. A second push of yesterday's high a day, 92.40 on Hood could be interesting. Apple tried to break a higher highs. Didn't break through it. It's just really subtle, subdued price action right now. Not too exciting. I don't want to necessarily move away from Tesla because if we can reclaim that 325 or so, I do believe we get a very strong push off that. But overall, it's just really quite choppy. There's nothing much going on here overall. I mean, Apple honestly probably looks the best to me. I'm just trying to play it slow, guys. It's not great price action. Very, very slow moving right now, but it's not selling off. So that is usually indicative of some nice continuation over a reversal, but there's no guarantees there. So we're waiting to see. So Tesla definitely watching. I don't really care about the 0.25, guys. That's not like, oh, we got to hit this 0.25 to take entry. No, not on a day trade. I'm really kind of focused on the 324.50, yesterday's high a day. Pre-market already got cleared out, so it means nothing to me anymore. There's no volume there. It's just a mental level. So I'm cued in on yesterday's high a day levels, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Again, NVIDIA was floating around break even overall. If you had, not anymore. Now it's officially cut for me because it's no longer break even overall. And if you did not take trims, it was, you were down 20%. So, and that's a full out even for break even overall. I actually ended up about $175 red on that overall. Apple here, I do like Apple here. Apple is setting up for a trade. So that's the one I'm watching. There is not, I mean, Microsoft's kind of chopping right at its high a day, which is just below yesterday's high a day. Tesla's just really kind of, I'm moving off of NVIDIA's chart. I'm not, if it pulls back today, that's okay. If I miss it, it's okay. I'm not interested in downside NVIDIA. I do have a couple runners that are up 250% on the swings. So I'm going to watch what's looks strong to the upside here, guys. And I'm not going to get caught in that NVIDIA. I already gave up a couple $100 because we didn't get the break. We just got the one push from $1.02 to $1.25. And then cut it just below break even overall. So Microsoft's yesterday's high day. Let's identify that level. First thing I said when I got on the stream today is I would not be surprised to see a little bit of chop today. We have ripped 7 to 8% on NQ, 8% about on NQ in 4 days. So it has to slow down sometimes. We have had insane, I mean, in the Discord yesterday, multiple 100, 200, 300% trades. So, you know, me just kind of sitting here taking that one Tesla that was not great overall. And of course, I mean, we had 255 points on NQ, which is still kind of going, but overall, nothing great. So I'm not forcing it. I won't force it. That's not how I trade. You're sitting high on Apple, though. Anyone that took the Apple, I didn't personally take it, but I did tell you the level that we like the calls at. I did not take Apple, but I'm going to continue to updating Apple as we go. I do believe that, especially if the market starts to get a little heavy, this 307.50 is definitely doable. To the upside. And then a break of high a day is my next trim spot. Around 305.40 is our next trim spot. All right, Microsoft's starting to test yesterday's high a day. And Tesla does look a little heavy, but I'm not interested in downside Tesla trading. So we're just kind of hanging out. We're too close to yesterday's high a day on Microsoft to take the calls, but we are watching for a really strong setup, possibly for a position here in the next little bit. So let me pull up Amazon as well. Amazon's just in some consolidation on the 5 coiling. See how that plays out. We need a confirmation on the coil though, not just the break. So again, I'm not forcing shit, guys. It's not good. It's not good price action. But again, 5 minutes into my stream, before the market even opened, I said I don't love anything here. It's in a funky area. I expect a little bit of consolidation today. And I'm bullish as long as we don't get a door slam. And we're not getting the door slam. So we are getting the continuation setups we want to see. Not every day is going to be A+ trades. And today is proof of that. And sure, you could be like, oh, we could have took Microsoft the last 4 candles for 30%. Sure, but we were less than $1.50 from yesterday's high a day, and we haven't breached it yet. You can't take that. So we wait. Amazon in this little coil, we wait. Microsoft yesterday's high a day, we wait to see how it's going to react at that price point. And even Apple, it looks like it wants to do something, but it's not great. I mean, we had the fantastic NQ, 250 points. But that's it. Let's see how Amazon reacts around this 278. Let me look at the 15-minute on Amazon as well. All right, we didn't pull back into a retest of anything major. There's not too much to even play off of here. This is really just micro analysis of what we have on hand. We're in price discovery. We're not going to take the initial break. We want a little bit of confirmation off that break. And again, Microsoft sitting right at high a day from yesterday. We can't take that either. We just wait. We wait and see, everybody. So if the haters want to say I suck, you're not making no money with me, let me have it, please. Because it's a win for me. What else we got going on here? Hey, what's up? Again. No, I mean, I'm not forcing any. There's no way I'm going to force anything here. Yeah, and then Oracle, our January oracles are up 65%. Took a trim on those. Obviously down to runners on Tesla, and then NVIDIA up 280% in 2 days. Like, come on. And it moved up the whole time. It's not like there was a reason to like abandon ship on that trade. You know, is August 21st alert that was alerted on July 30th. Split that in half. That means I expect my max profitability around August 10th. And we are at August 4th. So we're not even on the second half of the trade yet. Perfect swing trades. And then the day trades yesterday too. I don't need to. I mean, it shows maturity in trading, like Lance, him saying, I'm done. I've crushed the last 3 trades on these swing trades. I'm done. I'm in not forcing it and not trying to make more is critical. Have to do it. Have to do it. All right. So we just cleared liquidity on high a day yesterday, Microsoft. Let's see how this plays out. Amazon couldn't really push through anything, and NQ is sitting at high a day. Again, that one's just sitting at, never even had a single breach of the 0.25 pullback. So if you're in continuation on NQ or the Qs, if you're an options trader, it's 200, literally 250 points without a single breach of continuation. So we just sit and wait. I didn't make a red fucking dollar day trading today. Not a single dollar. And I could give a shit because our swing trades have been stellar. And remember, what's our primary purpose? To make money. So I'm good with that. Again, at MU, I'm down to runners. We're still up 78% on the runners. Still up 245% on our NVIDIA runners. Just, yeah. Even Tesla still up 60% and 25% on the January 2027s. And that's all 3 of those 100% free rolling what I have left. I have zero risk in any of those trades anymore. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the 324.70 is yesterday's high a day. So let's watch this. I said I don't want to like turn my back on Tesla because I do still expect the trade there. So let's wait and see. For people listening on X though, and on YouTube, if you're not a futures traders, you didn't probably make a single dollar today, and it is what it is. You know, I'm not the type of trader that's going to force trade, so I can make a reel about, look what I alerted today. And there's no risk management behind it. I think it's a terrible approach to trading. So keep watching. We will make money. Don't you worry, Buttercup. All right. So we're getting a break candle after a pullback candle on the Microsoft break of yesterday's high a day. We've got Tesla right at yesterday's high a day. I'm going to watch how they behave here and possibly get ready for an entry. I would have loved to have gotten Tesla about 3 minutes ago, but we were too close to yesterday's high a day for the risk reward to make sense. So all right. Just another couple shameless plugs. I will be live trading on FFF tomorrow at 10:30 my time, 11:30 Eastern. You know, my favorite time, lunchtime. Let's trade some lunchtime. Yay me. So come join us. Show up, show out for Honeycomb, guys. Discord link. I posted it earlier. If you scroll up, I'll post it again later. And I'm also, well, I guess I'm going back-to-back streams tomorrow. I'm also going to be doing Milk and Honey stream and Market Open tomorrow. So back-to-back streams tomorrow. So this one might end a little early today, guys. So Microsoft on that little back test, it is starting to pop here. We did have the liquidity clear out and then a candle pull behind. And now we're getting that nice 3-bar push. I'm not taking it. Not quite enough for me. I kind of needed a little bit more of a push through yesterday's high a day and then a pullback to take the trade. Little bit of risk there for me. Little too much risk. On a 0 DTE, or on 1 DTE at least. This is more 0 DTE type setup. It is going to be the push. We like that. Apple is just melting up. Same. Again, we want that like that 307.25 is what I'm looking at for the Apple trade. And I'm loading Tesla here because if we get this break, I'm taking it. All right. Microsoft's still pushing. If you guys did take that break back test of high a day, I did not. But if you did, I would trim here. I'm not even considering it an actual alert, but anyone that played that liquidity high, I would suggest trimming here. And Q hit about 290 points. 29,245 to 29,525. Insane. Microsoft's still going here. What a break. Very nice. Again, for my listeners that had the cojones to take that trade, trim it up, guys. It's not even really that much money to be made. Only about 30% here. But take that trim, guys. And then again, at the Tesla, I'm partial position. And you guys know me. I like going a little further out of the money with those. A little further out of the money. Yep. It's 1 DTE, so I feel like we can kind of sneak this one a little bit early right here. And then look for that play into high a day. And then 330.41. That's really the two levels we're looking at to take our profits here. Nice first candle. I don't want this candle to flip back and eat up that break candle. We want this to just really kind of root on through. Like as far as like candle by candle price action, we get the bull flag candle. When we get that break candle, we really kind of want to hold midpoint of the candle. I don't want this candle tinkering in the second half here. We just really want to push it through. This is our second breach of yesterday's high a day. We already cleared liquidity about 4 minutes ago. We pulled back. This is our second previous day high breach. So we really want this one to just push on through. There's no liquidity left, guys. It's cleared out. You can't create more magic liquidity. That was on yesterday's high after it's cleared out. It clears out by 1 penny. It's cleared. So there's no like volume stacks here waiting. It is resistance here. It's just simply the algo's battling at this point. So we want to pop this up through high a day very quickly. I want to see high a day on Tesla in the next 5 minutes, or we're just going to sit in shit. And it's not going to do fuck all. It's got to get through there in the next couple minutes. That's how momentum trading works. It's got to do it now. Right? Meow. And we know Tesla doesn't care what NQ's doing, doesn't care what Tesla's its own beast. It could do whatever it wants to do at any time. And that's one thing I do like about playing Tesla. But one thing I don't like about playing Tesla is it tends to behave like a meme stock sometimes, and it won't behave technically the way it should. That can be maddening with Tesla a little bit. So So let's get this through. Come on. There we go. Come on. Let's pop it. Pop it, pop it. You son of a bitch. 18% is not enough to take profits. There's no chance. Is Amazon pushing as soon as I took off my Amazon chart to watch Tesla? Of course it is. Of course it is. That's okay, guys. That's okay. I'm sure some of you were watching it. Yeah. And I think the people that don't are, and then they get frustrated and then they overtrade day trading because they're not taking swings, because they sit fear-based, because they believe what they're seeing on 1 minute price action chop translates into the swings, which just simply is not the case. God, that Amazon was a perfect break there. That's a little maddening to me because we were waiting for that one at the break of the 278. Oh, well. Some of you took it, I'm sure. Looks like E-Trades did. RNG is strong today. I've got shares on that bad boy. Sold some yesterday. I had 500 shares. Sold 250. Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice position. I mean, I had to hold it for quite a while, but 500 shares, profits on that, $15,000 profit on those 500 shares. We're up about 114%. And this one, we only had about 8% of drawdown total when I alerted it. All right, Apple's getting close to our target here. Really just nice continuation. Kind of choppy, but decent overall on Apple. I came about 2 cents from my break even on Tesla. Now it's starting to push back up. I don't want to suffocate it, but I don't want the loss on that. Apple's really booking it now, guys. I would be down to runners on Apple. Again, 306.40. Well, it was supposed to be 306.40. I don't know what happened. Definitely hit our target one. Now we have 306.60 is our highs. Our target 307-ish. Big break there. Beautiful. Amazon lost high a day. It's retesting high a day right here. I'm cutting Tesla at break even. I'm not going to play around. I'm not playing around, guys. Really don't want to trade it. It's not an A+ setup. And can it rip? Absolutely. I'm not doing it though. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not even, it's like I'm not like in it. Like I don't trust the price action. and it's taking too long. And I set very specific parameters for myself to make sure I don't lose any money on trades. And that's exactly one of them. I said, if we can't break and see it in the next 3 to 4 minutes, we're not going to get it. So I'm out. I didn't lose a single dollar. It came within 2 cents of break even. It popped back up. And I knew at that point that if it came back down to break even again, I was cutting at break even. I'm not fucking around. Should have just stayed on the Amazon chart. That's okay, though. I mean, but 300 points on the NQ long for all you futures traders. Sad part is I saw SOX 76.75 calls, 295 almost took the win over 11. I can't chase higher here. Yeah, Hockey Mom, I hear you. Yep. Apple's getting very close to target. So the 2 trades that I'm monitoring and didn't take are crushing. Let's go. Yay. Yay, everybody else but me. And that would be Amazon and Apple. The second I turned off that Apple chart or Amazon chart, it hit our entry. It's okay, though. For me, it's like I actually feel better because I knew this morning, I said, I don't think the price action is going to be good today. We have broke 4% in a week. We have been absolutely crushing it. I think we've had 4 or 5 days in a row with 400% day trades. And you need consolidation within that. We absolutely are still in a bullish pattern when we don't get rejection. We get consolidation, and we are in consolidation here. So, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Everybody on Apple should be up at least 65% here. At least 65%. And all Tesla does, that's a win to me. When I cut Tesla at break even and I see this happen and I go, at least I'm not in at 30% down, wishing I had cut when I knew I should have because of my price analysis. That's a fucking win for me. It popped, it had no follow through. And that's what you have to, that's unfortunately, you have to stomach that win. That's what you trade is, those kind of momentum back test breaks. You've got to be decisive with the trades. By the way, Apple, there's target on Apple. Beautiful break to target there. Really, really clean, actually. Not too much chop either. Not too much chop either. Amazon is back testing high a day again. I'm going to wrap this on the socials just because there isn't shit going on, guys. And good traders set it down and they're fucking done. And they go and they do either education or they look for some swing trades or whatever else it might be instead of forcing shit. So I'm going to cut this one on socials and I'll see you guys Friday on all your socials and I will, we'll hang out on Discord. Bye guys.